And joining us today, retired four-star general and NBC News military analyst Barry McCaffrey. General, thanks for the time this morning.
Good to be with you.
Some of these initial reports quoting U.S. officials suggest this might be as large as the attack in April. Any reason to doubt that?
Well, I don't think anyone has a handle yet on the magnitude or the intention of the Iranians. I'm somewhat surprised. I thought they were going to sit this out as a strategic choice. The Israelis are into South Lebanon now with fairly minor forces. The decapitation of the Hezbollah chain of command has already occurred. That's a sunk cost. So the Iranians have made a decision to escalate the war. I think this will be very serious in its consequences. If they're using ballistic missiles, they may well be able to overwhelm Israeli defenses and strike the cities, which I think would immediately spark a significant Israeli retaliation. So perilous times.
In the meantime, some of these ground operations in southern Lebanon, what kind of assets are the Israelis interested in neutralizing, and how close to Beirut or the suburbs of Beirut can they get to without escalating this further?
Well, their stated military objectives, and by the way, they've only got 2 divisions up on the border at this time. I thought they were going to call up 250,000 reservists to conduct a significant ground incursion, because their only possible military objective is to destroy Hezbollah's rocket missile and unmanned aerial vehicle capacity. To do that, you got to go in on the ground. So they're saying these are minor commando raids, 70-some-odd strikes, but it's high ground. It favors the defender. This is not a significant military operation for the IDF yet. I don't know why they're doing this, unless they're hopeful this is a signal that would cause Hezbollah to rethink and withdraw north of the Litani River again, in accordance with the UN agreement.
General, back in April, as Carl referenced, I think it was over 300 missiles, almost all defended against, including, 120 ballistic missiles, 30 cruise missiles, drones. And there was not another response. It didn't escalate from there. Why do you believe this time would be different?
I think the only difference now is the Israelis. They're still fighting in Gaza. They're now on the ground in combat against Hezbollah. The Houthis have got them under long-range missile attack, UAV attack from Yemen. They are concerned about the Syrians. So I think the Israelis will not be moderate in their response to a significant Iranian attack. I'm also, to be honest, surprised at the success of the last defense against what was more than 300 Iranian missiles. They essentially got all of them. One young girl was killed, so they suffered no casualties. I don't know how you pull that off if you get simultaneous attacks from both Lebanon, from Yemen, and a significant attack out of Iran.
Of course, the bigger picture, General, is that Iran is advancing its nuclear program, and this is just further evidence of why it can't have a nuclear weapon. You know, obviously, this is something the market watches closely. Is it a question of when and not if Israel has to destroy this capability?
Oh, absolutely. But I think it's unrecoverable. I do not believe the Israeli Air Force can destroy the Iranian nuclear capacity. I don't think they have the firepower. It's too well protected, not by air defense so much as underground. I think what we should view Iran as a current nuclear power. They're within weeks of a breakout capability. Once they get several weapons and communicate that to the global community, they will be seen as potentially capable of nuclear retaliation. The Israelis have more than 300 nukes. They've got them at sea on submarines. But once the Iranians have that stated capability, we'll be in a new world. we'll have to reestablish a new kind of deterrence with Iran.